Hello students, and welcome back to the sixth part of our Scratch tutorial videos. At this point, when you click the Go button, you should have a main menu that opens kind of like this, a Start button that takes you to your game, and you should be able to move around that first world. The next step for us to do is to make it so that we can actually go into our doors or through the sides of our map to our other maps. It's time for us to connect them together. As you can see, I've already added my other background in. If you have not, this is how you're going to do it. Make sure that you have all of your backgrounds in so you can start working on this step. Let's go ahead and switch our backdrop back to the one before, which is cave start for me, so that I can see exactly where the door needs to be. Now I'm going to add a new sprite. This is going to be a painted sprite, just like our collision sprite was. And I'm going to label it cave, maybe main cave door. I'm going to go ahead and draw a line about where I want my door to be. It's maybe too high. This way, when my character's head touches that line, they should go ahead and switch to the new map. There, I think that's a good point. Let's now go back to our code. And there's a few things we need to set up in our main cave door sprite. First, we're going to need, just like on our collision, we want it to be hidden when the game first starts, because we don't want it to show up on our main menu. But then, when the backdrop switches to be cave start, that's my first map, this one, we want it now to be visible, show, but we want to add a effect to it. We can set that effect to ghost and put it to 99.999. So now when it first starts, it won't show up, but when we switch to this map, it will show up and it'll be nearly invisible. The last thing we need to add is another when backdrop switches, but we want to set this to the next map. So in this case, this will be main cave for me. So after we go through the door and it switches to the main cave, we want to hide this element again so it's no longer showing up. Next, let's go to our main character. And we are going to add the code that lets our character walk through doors into this sprite. So let's grab another when flag is clicked. And I'm going to put this all the way to the left. And then I'm going to add a forever and an if statement into that forever. I now want it to switch the backdrop to be main cave if the character is touching that door. So let's go to sensing, add a touching element, but change mouse pointer to be the main cave door. So now if it touches that door, it will switch to the other backdrop. This should be all we need to get this working. So I'm going to click on the green flag and we'll test it out. If I hit start, I'm in my first world. But if I go through the door, you'll see it then switches. While it did switch, you'll notice that my character is all the way up here and that the collision is not set up for this map yet. So let's fix both of those things. We already have a when backdrop switches to cave start section in our main character. We're going to add a section like this for every map we have. So I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this. I'm going to say instead of cave start, I'm going to make it main cave. And then I want my character to be down here. So maybe that's 1, -156. 156. I then want my character to be facing upwards. And so I'm going to set the last direction to that as well. Now, when I start and I go through the door, I put 156 instead of negative. Let me make sure that's negative 156. Start. Go through the door, and there we go. It lines up. So next, I would add collision, just like we did on the map before. To make our collision work correctly, we first need to go to our old collision, because right now we have it set to show when the flag is clicked, but it never actually goes away, meaning when I move to this other screen, I can move around, but I'm still restricted by that collision box. So I'm going to add a when backdrop switches to, and I'm going to say that when it switches to my main cave, I want to hide this element. So now my collision will disappear. It'll no longer be on the map, and I should be able to walk through it. Let's check. Yeah, now there's no collision on this map. To add collision to this map, I would use the system that we did before, creating a new collision sprite by painting, paint in the lines, and then I could go back to my main character and I could add another if block. Let me duplicate this, get rid of those old X and Ys, and add this if block underneath the other one, and then setting this touching to be the other collision sprite. With that set up, my character would then no longer be able to walk through either collision box, and we would just turn them on or turn them off based off which backdrop is visible. With that, you should be able to connect all of the different worlds of your game so that your character can move back and forth and around all of them. Today, focus on getting all of your worlds connected, and tomorrow we are going to be adding dialogue and conversations with NPCs into our game. I'll see you then.